Big Z Sports is back on the road again for 2 days. This time we're at Tusky Valley High School here to cover the Trojans. Adam, Tusky Valley the last couple seasons have kind of had a rough go at it, but things are really looking up here. The numbers are up a little bit, and Coach Greg Dickerhoff, he's got some new kids out for football, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like the numbers have increased a little bit, Shannon. The nice thing for Coach Dickerhoff into his fourth year now is, a lot of these kids now, they're very, very comfortable with his program. The first couple of years a new coach comes in, it's all new. Everything's new to these players. But now he's going to have that consistency from the middle school level up into the high school. So every new face to the varsity team is going to be familiar with what coach is going to try to do. And that's going to make his job a little bit easier the more those years continue to climb.
Yeah, it's kind of hard for kids to adapt to a coach when a coach is being replaced every year. You got to give coaches enough time. And like I said, he's been here long enough now. These kids all know his system. The kids in the middle school are starting to know his system. So that should really help this program out a lot.
Yeah, and as we're standing here overlooking practice, it's kind of neat because, the big things are happening and have happened here at Tusky Valley as they're going to go into their new school this fall. I'm sure all the kids are excited about that. Due to that fact, they have got, you can see behind us, they've gotten shifted. They're down where the softball team plays off to the side, so they did have to change locations for their football practices, but the fine facility that they're going to go into this fall, I'm sure they're not going to mind practicing down the hill here a little bit.
Now, that's just another one of those things that you got to adapt to, and it'll be interesting to see what Coach Dickerhoff has to say about the Trojans this season. Big Z Sports is back at another location, this time in Zorville. Catch up with Coach Greg Dickerhoff, Tusky Valley Trojans coach. Mm-hmm. Looking down over the field there, looks like you got some nice numbers this year. The numbers are coming up in the program.
Yeah, we're right there around 40 again, and I think that's good for us as compared to a couple years ago. So we're growing, continuing to get kids out. And most importantly, the youth numbers are really growing, really exploding down there with our youth program, and that's always exciting to see.
Coach, this is your fourth season here at Tusky Valley. The kids are getting adjusted to your program now, and this will be your first group of seniors, if I'm correct. So
last year was my first.
Oh, last year was your first group. So I'm off by 1 year, but you got to be happy with some of the kids you're returning. The Clemens is back, Leffler's back, McKinney. Those guys are pretty good leaders.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to speak last night at the Hall of Fame coaches dinner, and what I said about our seniors was, we're excited about this group of seniors. This group of seniors, our league is tough every year, and they've had to kind of play since freshmen, dig through that since freshmen, and fight since their freshman year. And we're excited for what they're going to have coming out this year as they've grown, get bigger, stronger through those 4 years, and we're excited to see what they can do here as seniors.
Yeah, Coach, last year there was a couple of those lopsided losses, but in those losses sometimes there were some bright moments with the leadership of some of these younger kids, and now you're starting to get a little depth behind them, so that's got to be exciting for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's about winning every day, and then not worrying about the score as much as worry about winning today. Have a great practice today, have a great practice tomorrow, build on that, get better each day, and I think the score will take care of itself. That's kind of what we focus on. The numbers last year, we don't talk about them. We talk about tomorrow. We talk about our scrimmage on Saturday, and we'll worry about the season in each week as those come.
Coach, you added Martins Ferry this year in Strasburg, so those are the only two new opponents. So pretty much the schedule staying the same. Is there, anything that in that first half of that schedule you're looking forward to before you run into that gauntlet in the IVC South?
I just think we're just, again, looking forward to getting better every week, looking to grow every week. We have a couple new players out this year. Watch them and watch how they kind of expand their game, how they improve from week to week. It's a battle. No matter, I think our schedule from top to bottom is a battle. Whether it be going over to Waynedale week 1, Waynedale is always tough. Week 2 we have Fairless, and I think everybody knows how Fairless has been. And Coach Sarbaugh has them loaded up over there, ready to go every year. And then we got to travel down to the river for Martins Ferry, and I've never been there, but I heard it's a pretty, pretty tough place to play. We have a gauntlet ahead of us from week 1 to week 10, and that's why it's so important, I think, for our guys to just worry about getting better every day and letting the schedule take care of itself.
Coach, looking at some of the kids down there, it looks like you got some size this year down in the trenches. And, are those guys going to be ready to go here for the first couple of weeks?
Well, I guess, we've just started hitting, and we don't have enough big guys to kind of go at it really hard every day, as a lot of the small schools are. We attack it, but we kind of keep guys up, keep them healthy. So it starts on Saturday against Rittman. We'll see how they go. We'll improve from there, and hopefully they come ready to play. I think they will. They've come ready all winter in the weight room, all summer in the weight room and conditioning. So I think we're going to be in for a good year with some of those big guys up front.
Yeah, and that's where it starts, right? Off-season workouts starts in the weight room.
Yeah, as a former big guy, we don't get talked about a lot, but that's the important part of the game. One of the most important parts of the game is make sure those big guys protect the quarterback, create lanes for the running back, and we've kind of leaned on them this winter to kind of lead and get in front of that so they can see that growth and see those big plays. And we're excited for, I think, what they can become this year and watch them grow.
Coach, Big Z Sports like to say thanks for taking the time out to talk to us. You do every Friday night and stuff, and looking forward to covering you in the 2023 season.
Thanks for your time.
That's Tusky Valley coach Greg Dickerhoff. Well, Adam, Coach Dickerhoff, he's ready for the season. He said it's all about winning today. He don't care about what happened last year, the years before that. We got to win today, and then we'll go win tomorrow.
That's a great approach for any coach to take. And many of the coaches in the area do. They don't. No coach likes to look back. But Coach Dickerhoff, winning the next day in front of you is always the best challenge to have. And he's excited. He's excited to have these kids. He's really, it was fun to hear him talk about his senior class. He knows what they've been through, how they were thrown in as freshmen, stepping into the very difficult conference schedule of the IVC South. And now he feels at that time that they've been able to grow into his program and just learn for the past 4 years. That's why he's excited about this coming year and he thinks good things can happen.
Yeah, those kids coming in as a freshman, they kind of took a beating in the IVC South. They stuck it out, and this is their year. This is the year where they find out what they're made of. It'll be a great season no matter what. You're guaranteed 10 games. See what you can do to make out of it. They start the season off at Waynedale. Last year, that was a very tough game for them. They picked up a couple new opponents in Martins Ferry and Strasburg. 2 really tough games right there, but then it's to the IVC South, so it all start here in a couple weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's, Coach, he mentioned that. He doesn't want to look too far ahead. He knows what's in front of him. It's a 10-week gauntlet, and he's going to have his kids ready to go.
Well, that's a wrap from here in Zorville. Big Z Sports will roll on at 2-a-days. We'll be at a stadium near you.